What does it take to plan a mass event during a pandemic?
This is the largest sporting event since COVID-19.
There were a lot of uncertainties for the show.
The risks are that a show can be cancelled.
On the Red Dot gets an exclusive glimpse behind some of Singapore's biggest events to find out.
We have 130 events during the Art Week period, of which there is about 600 artists.
IMDA have not given us the license yet. Imagine if we don't get the license, we have no festival.
These are the days leading up to the Singapore Art Week.
Here we are at the 5th level of Tanjong Pagar Distripark. It is actually a series of warehouses, industrial space, which is now becoming an art space. Art Week, or what we call SAW in short, is really the signature visual arts season in every calendar. We have 130 events, 600 artists, curators, presenters making work, showing work. We are extremely very careful in terms of presenting the work during the pandemic and ensure that the Art Week, the exhibitions, observe all the safe management measures, that it doesn't become a propagator of more cases.
This is one of my first projects. It got built in Philadelphia. I am Cyril, I am an artist, I'm based in France. I do large sculpture and public artworks. And here it's where I do the 3D printing. I love to use primitive shapes, very simple shapes like a circle, square, triangle, and make addition or repetition of those simple shapes, like a pink pyramid or a big purple volume or a yellow star, something that you can describe with a few words. I'm super excited to go to Singapore Art Week. This would go to Singapore. I wanted to make a big volume of color. What's nice is that people get lost inside it. It's like a surreal landscape, like you're going inside the color. And you can see the landscape through all the arches. The sun is going through because it's a fabric, so very soft light coming through. I did a project last year in Australia and I couldn't go there, and I just saw the artwork on photos and it was really frustrating, so I'm so glad that this time I can go. It is important to see the installation of the artwork in person. It's worth doing like hundreds of paperwork, COVID test every day to travel to Singapore. This time I'm not gonna look at my project on the photos, I'm gonna be inside it. Right now in France, they say that 1 person on 2 are gonna get COVID in the next weeks. It's 50% chance to get COVID, you know? It's scary. I'm not going out anymore. I told my kids to wash their hands every 30 minutes. It's scary every day. I'll say goodbye to him because every time he sees suitcase, he's scared. So.
Singapore is bracing for a wave of Omicron cases which might be bigger than the Delta variant. Authorities say it could possibly see up to 15,000 daily cases in a worst-case scenario.
Every morning you check the numbers, and that's what it is, right? It is topmost in our minds because it's like, at which point do we then need to swivel or to pivot to the digital? If the advisory allows us to continue to have a physical store, we will do that. It means tougher measures and all that. We will abide by it and do it. My hope is that we will be able to have SAW 2022 between the 14th to the 23rd of January.
It's about 9 days to our week. And what I'm doing now is actually just move my pieces that I've been working on in my little apartment into this actual space. A lot has to be done, walls have to be built, paintings have to be completed, but I think we are really in a good space.
This exhibition is actually titled Anti-Notes. It's going to feature the work of 7 artists, and it's about the progression of urban art styles in Singapore.
Has the pandemic preparation more difficult? Yes, definitely. Getting things made on time, on budget, only because there are always circumstances beyond our control. I wanted to start painting earlier, but someone in the logistics chain had to be isolated, so that affected my delay of my frames.
I think I've always been interested in art since I was really young, like drawing and painting. Even though I had no time, I just feel that I had to make the time to create art. So a lot of my artworks are inspired by objects, daily objects that I see every day. So this is a packet of instant noodles that I knitted. I actually created this work because I really like instant noodles, so I thought of making it into art. With the theme of Hawker, the exhibition, I was looking at the culture of objects in hawker centres. This is the main sculpture. It's actually clothes peg, like how a hawker kitchen uses clothes peg to take orders. So right now we're measuring the lift to make sure the sculpture can fit inside. The height of the sculpture itself was actually designed so it can fit the lift, but I miscalculated on the part of the trolley itself.
Will it fit inside?
Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3. So the problem is this with that cannot fit it. Too tall. 1, 2, 3.
Will it fit inside? Wow, it fit.
One, two, up.
We're at Lau Pa Sat, setting up for Hawker, which is going to be part of Singapore Art Week.
So I'm creating this gigantic clothes peg inspired by the clothes peg ordering system that a lot of hawkers use for their stalls. We're doing it in the middle of the night because we want to wait for people to go home. I'm expecting to finish around 1 to 2 a.m. I would have made my sculpture a bit more interactive, really see and feel the textures that are on it. But with COVID and the amount of touching that we will involve in an interactive artwork, especially in a public space, that part is quite limited.
Many times throughout this whole process, we were uncertain whether the whole project would go ahead. When I first heard about Omicron, we just go, you know what? Things are going to change. Sure. Omicron, so be it. We work with whatever conditions we're given and continue making the best art possible.
My name is Ang Gay Pin, and I do theatre. As an artist, I would say that this will be after quite a while, almost 2 years, that we can actually do live singing in a physical space. I will test a little also for the acoustic, because with the work we work with a lot of voice without microphone. Come on, you roving people.
When they place the audience here, they will leave a space for walking.
Because if I'm passing here and too near, no?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we don't put audiences there.
Oh.
I'm organizing an island time-based art festival, and with this festival, it's an attempt to bring back live art to the public, a sort of back to a normalcy kind of thing. Yeah. The scariest part is not able to get the IMDA license. The festival will be next week, and we still have no news about the arts and entertainment license that we applied for.
Imagine if we don't get the license, we have no festival.
People are dying to experience art. We must give them art to experience and to enjoy. And therefore, you have the physical show. The number of people that is allowed into any particular space is based on how big the space is. So I think we keep very close tab on that. We don't want anybody to fall ill, right?
This area here, it's going to be featuring the works of Kiet. We'll be able to see various paintings by him, as well as some digital print around this area. As you reach around here, audience will be able to enjoy the works of Beck. And this huge piece over here as well, you will see the work of Kring. So we are all still trying to fill up the space and make it safe and nice for everyone to come and enjoy. Viewing and experience art is a little bit like having fallen in love. It releases dopamine in your head, and with the whole COVID and pandemic situation, everyone has been going through a difficult time. So I feel that being able to experience art can have positive emotional and health benefits to people.
The purple thing is the artwork, of course. We are unfolding it to make it perfect flat, and then we will inflate as soon as it's ready. I'm one of the first international artists to come to Singapore after the start of the pandemic. This is a challenge because I couldn't bring my team from Europe, because like this we don't take any risk with somebody who's sick or at last minute that can't come. If it's raining too much, then you get a lot of water on it, and it takes more time to inflate. We're gonna stop because the wind is coming. Move this one. Be careful, it's on the side it was kind of not aligned perfectly here.
Like this is sticking out.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes you just need to go a little further and look. So the part where the magic happens, you see the artwork coming to life. Otherwise, it's flat on the ground, you don't see anything, and then suddenly it's coming to life, and it's the best part. Wow, I hope, but they're gonna see the magic. When you go inside, you're in the colors, you're like in a different place, and then you look at your city a different way. Can't wait for people to come.
We are going to fix up a table for the performance. Honestly, I feel like everything is like all a dream, you know. Like then after, I'm just looking forward to sleep.
Tomorrow is the opening of the show. So it's like a lot of unknown happening here. I'm going to just do my part and we leave to the universe if people are coming.
I'm kind of anxious because we need the license for the artist to perform. I'm still like talking to IMDA about it.
I'm gonna knock on NAC door, please help. Since you are the one supporting the festival. They are actually looking at it for us because ours is really purely based on live art. If the government say you can't have physical activity, then we'll have to kind of think, okay, what's next? For them to get in, maybe we'll ask them to form a queue here 1 meter apart. And also they are not supposed to mingle too close together. This is important first step for a physical festival. We really want to abide the law. Hopefully they can cooperate.
For the artists who are still preparing, they are racing against time, you know, and just getting the adrenaline going and just making sure that the shows are going to open nicely on the 14th of January. I mean, they've been working so hard for the last few months in terms of dealing with the pandemic. The arts community have also found ways to not be defeated by it. And that's why the Art Week 2022 is really about the celebration of this resilience.
Oh, I'm feeling super excited because I really tried to spread like joy and freedom and positivity through my art, and it seems like people came and that's what it felt. It feels surreal. It hasn't really sunk in yet, so yeah, so I'm just trying to savor everything right now.
This weekend is the start of Singapore Art Week, and for us at Hawker Hawker, we've got some exhibits spread out around the space here. So this being artwork in a very public place, one of our artists had his box sets of photographs displayed here with the signage as well. One day it was here, then one day it was gone.
As you can see here, there are some packs that is missing. These are the more obvious ones. It's the resident crows. Maybe they stole it. I hope they enjoy it. I hope they love it and keep it in their nest for a long time. Just, I hope that they don't eat it.
Finally, we got the license 1 day before the festival start.
It's a relief.
Yeah.
Huge relief. We say, yay, we can do festival.
Yeah.
So now it's been great. Full house. I'm not even thinking about COVID.
You will not feel this way forever. 加油. You will not feel this way forever. 加油.
Yes, waiting for the previous performance to finish first. And now it's a little because of that change of space, and we have very little time. Last minute set up lah. No, because last performance just finished.
How much more time?
I hope in 15 minutes. Otherwise, people will leave.
So for the duration of this show, please keep your mask on. Make sure that there is the appropriate distance between one another.
You can't really replace that sense of people being in a room together and knowing that everyone's watching something at the same time.
It was back to the good old days. We were able to appreciate these things together in one space, and that's the beauty of it.
It's the best moment when you interact with people and when you see them interacting with the artwork. First, they're always a little bit shy, but then it gets playful. So glad I was able to come here to see my artwork. It's fantastic.
If you go through and you walk in, you get little peeks of what people are doing and how they're shooting with the installation. I think it's beautiful.
In the light of the pandemic, for me, Singapore Art Week, I think it's a great thing because it kind of shows the resilience that our community has to keep creating.
And I guess in Singapore, we can afford now to think about art as a necessity. We should feel lucky because there are still a lot of places that arts are not like that.
Well, I think that with the pandemic, art has evolved, right? Like they say, right, the cockroach is so resilient, even if the rest of the world just collapses and disappears, but the cockroach will be there. Somehow I believe that art will be that art will prevail and that it will stay with us, yeah.